Hello, my name is Mitchell and my partner is Carlos, and we have Chapter 8, Things Fall Apart, Product Liability, and Consumers. For the main portion of this video, we will discuss and show examples of how to handle a disgruntled customer. We'll both show the right way and the wrong way. And then later in the video, we'll discuss some real-world cases that were detailed in the chapter. I hope you enjoy the video.
Alrighty, so for the first part of this skit, I'm going to show you guys how not to handle an angry customer.
Excuse me, are you the customer service representative of this establishment?
Yes, I am.
Well, I purchased this Red Bull, and it claims to give me wings, but as you can see, I don't have any wings.
Well, obviously the can of Red Bull's not going to give you wings.
Well, why not? This is what it's advertising.
It's just a slogan, man. Why are you taking it so literally? What's
That's
wrong
what it
with that?
says.
I don't care what it says. Obviously you're not going to get wings. How old
I
are you?
hate you!
Now I'm going to show you how to properly handle a customer, because it's 10 times harder to gain a new customer than to retain one old one.
Excuse me, sir. Are you the customer sales representative of this establishment?
Yes, I am.
I bought this Red Bull last week, and it claims to give me wings, but clearly I don't have any wings.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's just our slogan. It's not actually meant to give you wings, but it's supposed to provide a feeling, an energized feeling that can be similar to what we would suspect is having wings.
Oh, alright. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm sorry for your inconvenience. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, there's free Red Bulls on the way out.
Alright,
Have
thanks.
a good one.
You too.
What's up, everyone? So for this next skit, we're gonna be doing one of the cases in our chapter, and I'm gonna be the owner of a skateboard shop, and Mitchell's gonna be a concerned member of society who thinks that skateboarding is dangerous, and this is gonna be our interaction.
Excuse me, sir. Are you the owner of this skateboard shop?
Yeah, dude, what's up?
I just had some concerns about the safety of skateboarding. Do you know that 65,000 children each year are hospitalized due to skateboarding, and that they're more likely to break their bones or get a concussion because of skateboarding?
Yeah, dude. People break their bones all the time because of skateboarding. That's what skateboarding is, but that's not my fault. That's their fault. I mean, if your kid sucks on a skateboard, that's on him, not on me.
Don't you think that you should, show the dangers of skateboarding when you're promoting these skateboarding? I saw a TV ad that you had about people on skateboarding do crazy tricks, fancy tricks, implying that anybody who picks up a skateboard is able to do that. What do you think about that?
Well, you're in here telling me about this and that. Why don't you go over to a car company and ask them why they always have commercials with Mustangs whipping past the curves and doing crazy shit? It's the same thing. It's a double standard, man. But this is a skateboard.
I just think that you should publicize or let it be known the dangers of skateboarding when someone comes into your shop attempting to buy a skateboard. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think that's necessary, dude. If people want to buy some skateboards to skate, they know that skaters fall and skaters break their bones. Everyone knows that.
Well, I'm not really happy about how this conversation is going, so I'm going to give you 2 weeks to make some positive changes in your shop. I want to see posted safety tips and the dangers of skateboarding within your shop, or I'm going to have to come back and I'm going to be very upset.
Well, I'm sorry if that's an inconvenience to you, but we're going to keep running our skateboard shop the way we always have. We love to skate, and even if there's dangers, that's just part of the deal. So we're just going to ask you guys what you think about that last interaction. So do you agree with me, the owner of the skateboard shop, or do you agree with Mitch, who thinks that I should be liable or responsible for things that happen to people on a product that I sell?
And then the second question we're going to ask, what responsibilities, if any, do retailers have to ensure consumer safety?
And if that can be tracked back to the retailers or to the manufacturers?
Alright, now that we've heard all your responses, we're going to give our answers to these questions. So go ahead, Carlos. With whom do you agree with, Brewster or the committee?
I agree with Brewster, because I feel like once liability is something that can be put on someone, but also if you're the one who has an effect on that liability. So like if you're just riding a skateboard and then you get hit by a car, then that's not your fault. But if you're riding a skateboard and you try and do a trick or something and you end up hurting yourself, that's your own liability. Even though a skateboard was a factor of that, at the end of the day, that's on you.
Yeah. I also agree with Brewster. I mean, it gets to the point where people need to take personal responsibility for their actions and not just blame somebody else because something bad happened to them. Like, he has no responsibility. Like, you know what you're getting yourself into when you buy a skateboard. You know the dangers that come with it. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. All right, and now our answer to the next questions. What responsibilities, if any, do retailers have to ensure consumer safety? What do you think, Carlos?
I think people should always try and promote safety. So if you're an owner of a skateboard shop and someone comes in to buy a skateboard, maybe give them a quick tip or have some signs up that say, be careful when riding, or, you know, always wear a helmet. Just try to kind of promote safety. But at the end of the day, you can't really like manipulate someone into doing something that you want to. They're going to do whatever it is they feel they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, going off of that, you can preach all the safety tips you want to somebody, but the second they walk out of your store, they can really just do whatever they want with that skateboard. And you can give them great advice, like Carlos was saying, like, wear a helmet all the time, like wear knee pads or wear elbow pads, but if they want to do something crazy with their skateboard, they're going to do it regardless of what you tell them. For this next scenario, we're going to roleplay two people bumping into each other. Technically, nobody is at fault, but if they both feel that they can sue each other, it kind of gets into a gray area where liability really comes into play, and it kind of tarnishes like when actual people get hurt. Yeah, so we're going to do that.
Ah, my wrist! You just broke my wrist! My typing finger. I'm gonna be able to use it.
I'm going to sue you for this.
I'm gonna sue you.
No, I'm going to sue you.
I'm gonna sue you first.
I'd like to see you try.
I will.
Okay, and just to wrap things up about our chapter, basically the main takeaways we want to discuss are about liability, and because it's becoming so prevalent now in society to try to win money when people hurt you or like when liability comes into play, it's becoming a real issue because not all the time people are actually hurt. So now companies and like doctors, for example, are paying so much for their insurance now to try to cover themselves for these liability cases that it's becoming like a real issue in today's society. And a lot of lawyers are kind of looked down upon in like the liability sector because they're just trying to win as much punitive damages for their client, and it's not really like a respected field of work as of right now. What do you think, Carlos?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And I think it's just, there's always going to be a blurred line with liability, just because some people are going to say one thing and some people are going to say another thing, and it's just hard to prove what's factual, what's not. A lot of times people believe a story, and if they believe a story, then it's kind of hard to change their mind at one point. So lots of factors come into play, and I think, I mean, sometimes it's frustrating because sometimes people actually like should be compensated, and some people are actually liable for hurting others. But sometimes it's just a little made up. It's a made up story, and then that blurs the lines, and it's just no. I don't like the way it's going.
Yeah, and that basically concludes our video and our understanding of this chapter. Thank you for watching.